Hello, welcome. This is episode 1. I'm gonna look at not losing ticks and being potted for maiden. And the part about not losing ticks is especially important at maiden, and it's because of the crabs. They come out when you hit the boss. So everybody needs to cooperate in order for everyone to not to lose a minimum amount of ticks. Especially true in duo and trio, and a little bit less. It's still important for 4-man and 5-man, but the thing is, if you're in a trio, these guys that are meleeing the boss, they have a job of hitting North 1 crab and North 2 crab. And if people are losing ticks and they're swinging at random times, you might have noticed that you maybe have time to hit this crab, but you don't have time to hit this crab, or sometimes you don't have time to hit this crab because you're on attack cooldown because you swung at the boss. And if you're a major, maybe you're noticing that you're late to the crabs, or that you're just AFKing and waiting for the crabs. But if everybody cooperates, everybody should be able to do their job with minimum tick loss. So I'm just gonna play an example here. And it's important that everybody stays in their attack cycle and everybody's agreed upon when to attack, kind of. So these guys are swinging their sides at the same time as each other. The major here is bowing 2 ticks after they swung their side, but because of the bow from max distance, the arrow lands at the same time as the sights. This is a bow together with the sights. And this makes it perfect for everybody to do their job. It's unfortunate that there was nothing here spawning, so I got late for this one. But these guys, they're both gonna have a scythe ready for this crab. One guy opted to not do it. I fix the tick I lost with a sang, because I know that when the crab is frozen like this and not further back, I lost 1 tick. And the sang is gonna catch up 1 tick, because it's 4 tick. And now everybody's back to the agreed upon attack cycle. And we're also gonna get another clean proc. And both of these guys have a scythe ready for this north crab. And yeah, the kill keeps going. But what I want you to notice is that the major is not AFKing to wait for the crabs. And these guys are not AFKing either, and they're able to do the job of hitting North 1 and North 2. Like shooting, I'm also in this series gonna use the visual metronome, and I recommend using that as well if you're practicing. And maybe watch clips of yourself to see if you lost ticks or not. So bowing when 3 moves into 4 on the metronome. Bowing again when 3 moves into 4. It's a 5 tick metronome, so it should be the same throughout if you don't lose ticks. Ready to freeze. Was a bit slow to move over to the other side. So this time I froze as 4 moved into 5. I fix it. I'm back to 3 moves into 4 again. Yeah, 3 moves into 4. Okay, so these 2 ciphers, they were siphoning at the same time, but only one of them hammered. So in this first episode, we're gonna have to break the rule of not losing ticks a little bit if you're not hammering. Because what people are doing, the main agreed upon thing for the ciphers to do is to do 1 bow, hammer, and then keep siphoning. And we're gonna use the bronze pickaxe here to pretend like it's the site, because it's 5 tick. So you would enter, shoot, hammer, and then you would scythe. And if you're not scything, you would have to lose one. I'm sorry, if you're not hammering, you would have to lose 1 tick on purpose to line up with the guy that hammered. This is the agreed upon attack cycle if you're scything the boss. So this one you could practice and make sure that you're always attacking. Now it's 3 moves into 4 again. That's what it was randomly here. If you're at any point attacking on a different number, that means you lost ticks. So this is good to practice in entry, and that's why I use the bronze pickaxe as well, because you won't kill the boss as quickly. And another thing here is I'm losing stats. Maiden drains your stats. So that was the other rule. You want it to stay potted. So how do we do that? Let's see. Okay, so to stay potted and keep your combat stats up, there's 2 ways. You can swap into range gear, so that Maiden drains your range stat instead of your melee stats, because she's gonna drain your highest attack stat. The other way, which I recommend at first, is to have extra combat pots and just look at your stats. Recombat as soon as you're drained. But you could always do both, like try the range swap, but practice it so that you know that you can get it. So what you're gonna have to figure out is how much range gear you need to equip in order to not get drained. So you're gonna have to go into here, equipment stats, and it's harder now to do this range swap because of this oat plate has negative range, also the rancor. So my slash attack is 78, my range is just 25, so even with the T-bow on, it's gonna drain my melee stats. I could try a T-bow and a salve. No, still not good enough. The Sarret crossbow makes it way better. Sarret crossbow and salve. Yeah, that does the trick. So you could two-way these 2 items, for example. You could Sarret crossbow and Elite Void Top would do it. Figure out whatever you have to do. And it's gonna have to be a 2-way if you're doing oat plate and rancor. And if you're doing the T-bow, you're gonna need a lot of... Yeah, you're gonna need a 3-way, I think. Unless you find some other good way to do it. But if you don't, or if you aren't gonna be swapping to range gear in between every maiden hit, you want extra combat pots. And these are very good. Having high stats is important. You want to be potted and you want to not lose ticks. So let's practice these swaps once. And one more thing, Maiden is attacking 10 tick cycle. And one thing that's gonna make you lose ticks if you're stuck in blood. So you should practice not being stuck in blood. But what's good is if you don't lose ticks, Maiden's attacks is gonna be looking the same relative to your attacks all the time. So you won't be surprised by blood coming out all of a sudden. Okay, so let's practice again. I'm gonna do a switch here now. Don't do a bigger switch than you're comfortable with. It's important you get the maul off right as your T-bow goes off cooldown. So it's okay to do cheat a little bit. Just do this smaller one instead, or even the 1-way. It's important you get the maul in, because the Ralos is gonna land right after your maul. Okay, so let's practice. I'm gonna first now just look at my stats and pot if I get drained. And then eventually I'm gonna swap into my crossbow to avoid getting drained. So we're gonna do this same entry, bow into Eldermaul, and then just keep siphoning. I'm gonna ignore the crabs for now. I'm attacking when 1 moves into 2. And that's what I'm supposed to be doing for the pretty much the entire fight. Oh no. I lost a tick. I notice it because I have the visual metronome. You would fix that with a claw scratch. I'm back into 1 into 2. And now this rhythm, I can do 2 attacks now. And now I want to dodge blood. 2 attacks. And I want to dodge blood because she's 10 tick. Right? I'm not getting stuck in blood. And in between these 2 attacks, that's where you could do your spellbook swaps and stuff. Don't do it when she can throw blood. My stats are drained. I need to melee pot. So if I want to do the range switch, I would do it while running around like this. Because that's when she attacks and that's when she drains. It is a bit tricky, so it does take practice. But there, my range got drained. So saved a combat sip. But just bringing extra... Here I completely lost it. But just bringing extra combat pot is good. If you're not doing this trick with the swaps and stuff, you definitely need at least 2 normal combat pots. Okay, so if you're a mage, you're gonna have a way easier time staying in cycle, because it's easy to dodge blood and you won't get drained. And one thing I want to mention is you're not gonna be siphoning if you're maging, because there's no way for you to do that and also catch all the crabs without losing a bunch of ticks. And the T-bow is as good as the sight. With all these switches, it has the same max hit, pretty much 1 off. If you don't have a T-bow, you also shouldn't sight, and you should blowpipe, but that's gonna be a little bit tricky. Okay, so we're gonna have to break the rule a little bit of not losing ticks, because we need to attack 2 ticks after the ciphers in order for the crabs to come out at a good time and for everybody to do their job. For the mage to catch all the crabs and for the ciphers to catch these north 1 and 2. So we want to be 2 ticks after the ciphers. That means we want to do 3 6-tick attacks. 2 of those is to get 2 ticks behind the ciphers, and 1 of those is because they did a maul or lined up with the elder maul tick. So the way we do that is we start with the accurate bow, and then you would do 2 Raloses. Maybe if it was a trio, it kind of depends. If they did 2 mauls, maybe 1 Ralos is enough. But you want to do such that either accurate T-bow, Ralos, accurate T-bow, or accurate T-bow, Ralos, Ralos. That's 3 6-tick attacks. I'm gonna do accurate T-bow now and 2 Raloses. Pretend it's a 3-man with 1 maul. So let's do that. That's the 1 6-tick attack. That's another one. That's the third. And now I want a rapid T-bow. And I'm attacking when 4 goes into 5. And if everything went well, you're supposed to do that for the entire kill, even when freezing the crabs. Crabs are gonna come out in such a way now that I'm gonna freeze this when 4 goes into 5, and it's gonna be perfect. That's the way it's supposed to look, right? So you can imagine me there that I was freezing 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's look at this next proc. Okay, let's imagine, okay. I'm freezing 1. I'm freezing 2. I'm freezing 3. And I'm freezing 4. That's without any tick loss, except from those I did on purpose at the start. And if the sighters did their job, they would be able to hit both North 1 and North 2, barely. So this is gonna take a while for a full team to get down, but if you wanna get better, this is what you should practice. And if your ciphers are not doing what they're supposed to do, you kinda have to lose ticks as the major to catch the crabs. Thank you. Okay, let's look at a chart from a maiden where people are doing a decent job, I would say. This is from a plugin called Advanced Raid Tracker. You could also use this to look back to see if you did a decent job. Here I'm the mage. I do a accurate T-bow, Ralos, rapid T-bows. And the team is doing the entry that we said. T-bow, maul. And the other guy that didn't maul, he lines up with the same tick. He does a CCB pre-fire instead because of the lower range of this one. That means he lines up with the other guy. So these guys are scything at the same time, and the T-bow is 2 ticks after. And that's what we wanted, because that's when all the damage lands at the same time, and everybody's able to do their job. And here I do a T-bow. Here there was no south crabs, so I lost a tick swinging my mouse over to north. It would have been here if it was tick perfect. I fix it with the sang, and I'm back to the way it's supposed to look. 2 ticks after. 2 ticks after. 2 ticks after. 2 ticks after. Beautiful procs. Everybody's able to catch everything. These guys are able to hit north 1. There was no... and north 2. And they wouldn't have been able to if I was bowing differently and these guys weren't synced up. At one point here, one of these guys loses their cycle, but he's able to eventually fix it here for the 30s proc to be clean as well. Could have been a bow here, but it was such a tight proc. It was at like 30.0, so it's hard to know if you should bow here or not. Like it's either you lose a full bow or you lose 0 bows with this method, or you leak 1 crab exactly. So yeah, here's an example. People know the method. They know how to fix it here with a sang, here manually eventually, and you get the clean procs. Okay, so good luck practicing. Use visual metronome for 5 tick to notice if you lose ticks, or check the advanced raid tracker after you have done some practicing to see if it looks good. If you have any questions, please send them in the comments. Thank you. Hello, I forgot one thing. If you're freezing in 4s or 5s, you're forced to lose 1 tick in order to get the South 2 crab in the stack. And what you have to do after that is, let's look here. He's forced to lose 1 tick to get this 2 crab in the stack. And what you want to do now, in order for your T-bow to still land at the same time as your teammates' T-bow and the ciphers, is to step closer to maiden, like he does here. You could be on this line, or one tile back would also work, because he's gonna shoot T-bow one tick later than normally because he had to lose a tick, but it's still gonna land at the same time as everybody else, and that's gonna create clean procs. So he step closer and he's shooting a tick after his mates, but he's closer, so it still lands at the same time. And this clip is from an old clip from Horse Lord. Hope he's okay with it. He's the GOAT. Thank you.